What's large, powerful, and something we're honored to have racing in Lemons?
Are you talking about a 68 Plymouth Satellite?
Sort of, yeah.
Yes, that, but what I'm really talking about is the United States Army.
Yeah, now we have various military and Army teams running with this series. The latest one is Green Beret Racing out of Colorado Springs.
Yeah, they're made up of a bunch of current and former Army Special Forces members, aka Green Berets, and their friends, and they're dedicated to supporting all veterans in the fight against PTSD and suicide. Much like fellow Lemons teams Battle Scarred Racing and Ranger Road, Green Beret Racing provides meaningful and fulfilling outlets outside of the military for these veterans.
It's pretty hard for us to wrap our brains around how this is actually useful to anyone. I mean, when we started Lemons, it was pretty much limited to, like, we hope someone makes a Wienermobile out of a Toyota.
Green Beret got their Lemons start where many other Lemons teams have, in a random field/junkyard full of garbage. Team Captain Josh is a self-admitted brainwashed Mopar guy.
Is there another kind?
And when a friend mentioned an opportunity to grab an old Mopar setup for circle track racing, he knew he couldn't say no.
So this is a 68 Satellite, and actually before we even get to the car and the setup, let me just say, it's always tempting, I know, if you're starting Lemons, like, I'll just go get a circle track car. It's already got a roll cage. How hard can it be? Don't do that. The cage rules for road racing, and specifically Lemons, are so different, and frankly, so much better and more stringent and safe than for circle track. Those cars almost never make the cut. And with circle track cars, or any car really, if it's already got a cage, send us an email, send us pictures. We would love to look at it first before you buy it and ruin your weekend.
Of course, in the case of Green Beret Racing, it wasn't so much about the cage, but the fact that it was a Mopar. And when you've got Mopars on the brain, nothing else will do.
Absolutely goddamn right.
So, this Satellite, it had been sitting outside forever, no glass, no windshield, none of that stuff. Every single panel was smashed, the fenders had been cut out for big old tires. So you're thinking, perfect, you're gonna ruin another classic.
Well, yes.
Then they went and they installed the worst big block in Mopar history, the 400 from the late 70s, which, I mean, charitably may be like 150 horsepower.
Is that a lot?
To be fair, the team spent most of their time and money on brakes, wheels, and tires, which are exempt from the Lemons budget and really more important than sheer power in Lemons racing. They already had these horrible hacked up fenders, which they made look somewhat better by adding fenders from a trailer, and so they had room for these big wheels. They went with a mixture of American racing wheels, torque thrust in the front, salt flats in the back, 17x8 and 17x10. Hella sweet.
As I said, and as is usually the case, the circle track cage, they had to just cut that out and throw it away. It was garbage. They made their own cage. One of the team members fabricated it, and I gotta say, it was really nice.
As I mentioned, brakes, totally exempt from the Lemons budget. You can spend as much as you want, so they went with a full-blown Wilwood 6-piston setup. Unfortunately, the team captain Josh, again by his own admission, installed the brakes without either reading the instructions or talking to the manufacturer about how to do it, and thus the team spent most of their debut race at High Plains trying to solve the issue of a gigantic American car with 150 horsepower driving with a set of 6-piston Wilwoods that were partially stuck on.
Which is bad. It's so bad.
Now, despite all that, they finished solidly in not last. And because these are smart, functional, they're Green Berets for God's sake. They said, you know what, next time, 383, 4-speed manual. They learn from their mistakes.
And as far as we're concerned, old cars always bring a smile to our faces, and one run by a bunch of Green Berets racing for a good cause makes it that much better.
Every second you don't subscribe or watch one of these videos, another Vega is sent to the crusher. Won't you help us save Classic?